what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and...
I didn't screw it up. I didn't screw it up.
There's a first time for everything. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Which means the rest of the show is going to be an absolute shit show.
5 more episodes until the big 100, so you can totally screw that one up.
So 5 weeks' time. Hang on a second. Just hang on. We'll get to the proper opening of the show in a moment, all right? And we'll do the usual. But I need to do some counting with Mr. Calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 5. 5th of December should be our 100th episode. So not... Actually, I say that, no. Oh, you bastard thing. 19th of December.
The 12th.
1, 2, 3...
4. No. 19th.
19th. 19th. Might be a bit tricky trying to get hold of somebody because it's Christmas.
Christmas week. It's not, the day after.
Yeah, but people at parties and what's anyway. Yes. Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Blow podcast. I'm Siobhan. Happy talking to Happy Talk. Talk about things you like to do. Anyway, let's meet tonight's plucky girl assistants. With his head cut off for some reason, the top of his head cut off, I'm assuming it's been opened and is being worked on. It's Dr. Sinister, or possibly Dr. Sinister's arch nemesis, Professor Saintly. We're not sure. Let's find out. Hello, Basingstoke.
I've cut the top of my head off so you can see one of my cats.
See? Kitty.
Mine... Good God, mine's actually jumped down as soon as the show started. And deep beneath us... And he's had a week, so be gentle with him. It's the Brian.
Hello.
He's still being American. Why?
We're made this way.
Ah, dear God, have we tried complaining?
We have, but
I mean, you've got the full-on capitalist society over there. You should be able to at least take yourself back to some sort of complaints desk and get yourself changed.
It's okay. I'll get rewired later on.
All right, okay. Can't wait to hear the version of the British accent he's going to have. That's going to make me laugh. I wonder if I can interfere. Hey, Sin, what sort of accent, British accent, should Brian have? There's fun to be had with this.
Scouse.
Scouse? A little bit popular at the moment because of Doctor Who. Talking of which...
Of dreams.
What about Birmingham?
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 What did
Go
I say?
around saying like this. Right, I got to do a thing. I've got to do a thing. It's a thing, and I've got to do it. It's very, very important.
Remember it.
Yes, it's basically it's a ringing, a chiming sound, which is distant and yet right in the room with you. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! You've got the idea by now. Yeah, all right. Well, that was nice, wasn't it, everyone? Just tried to mix things up a little bit, quite frankly. So that's... There's spoilers for tonight's episode of Doctor Who Once Upon a Time. And that's an interesting conversation that we're going to have. However, first things first, Sin, how has your week been?
Bit up and down.
I
think I came out on top.
This is good.
Excellent.
This is good. Normally, if you manage to strike level, you can consider that a win. But no, if you come out on top, that's even better. And the Brian, just we appreciate you've had a hard one, love.
It's been a rough week, a very busy week. I had to demonstrate that I did have a spine once or twice there, but yeah, looks pretty good.
Did you sort of get it out just to show them, or?
I took it out and I flung it around, smacked the table with it a couple times and put it back in.
You sure that wasn't just your intestines?
No. That's a totally different flinging around.
Yeah, and it stains, quite frankly. And dogs turn up and run off like string of sausage. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with that. My week's been interesting. I've been visited by friends.
You have friends?
Well, a person I once met turned up on Tuesday. That was Dr. Sinister there. Hello. It was a
Are you
lovely...
sure that was Sinister?
I don't know. It could be Professor Saintly. I'm not sure. I'm confused tonight. I didn't.
Perhaps. Did he have the mustache?
Yeah, you see that moustache. You see, he's not always had the moustache.
Didn't have it when I was born.
Now I didn't.
Are you sure?
I when he first grew it, I didn't.
I was there.
No, they only told you were, love. You're too young to remember. When he
I'm
first
still
grew the
there.
moustache, I didn't like it. I thought, hello, he's going into the slug balancing profession. But it's turning into a right Lethbridge Stewart, if I'm honest with you. And that's the highest compliment I can give.
Thanks.
That's all right.
It's for cosplaying purposes, although I never cosplay.
Yeah, but it's good to be prepared. Talking of cosplay and stuff like that, we need to give another shout out to the Doctor Who community show, who somehow, God knows how, he managed to wangle all this, and I take my hat off to him for doing it. He managed to get a live panel at MCM Comic Con, featuring certain well-known fans, to discuss fandom and Dominic. Our very own Dominic. I say he's our very own. He's not. Dominic. I'm saying it here. He's going to end up running Doctor Who. That's, if not Doctor Who, then he'll be running Big Finish. That much I show. But bless him, he gave me a shout out, because they have to go through and give shout outs to various people. And it was so sweet what he said. Because obviously we're friends outside this as well, so it's yeah.
We had a live review of the last Doctor Who yesterday.
Yeah, he's doing his own, so I thought I'll wait until the last episode and then say, look, do you want to join us for a wrap up? You know, you're obviously doing your own things for this, but it'd be nice to have you for a wrap party. Hello, Christian. Hope everyone is well with your family.
Other religions are available.
I don't know how to reply to that. Yes. So, right. Stuff. Things. News. We lost Bob Baker.
We did.
We lost Bob Baker. Part of the Bristol Boys.
You mentioned him last week.
Did we?
Yeah, we lost him last week.
Okay. I know why this is in my head. It's because the season 17 Blu-ray set is coming out. And they've got an in-depth conversation with him and Matthew Sweet. And those things have been some of the highlights of the Blu-ray sets, these one-on-one conversations, because Sweet is a very perceptive interviewer and very pleasant with it. So to have him talking to Bob Baker, what timing, quite frankly. So naturally, Amazon have put back the delivery of it by a week.
This is all the more reason to never, ever give an interview to anybody.
Especially Amazon.
I have been interviewed twice in my life.
And yet you're still alive.
Yeah, I was younger then. It was for the Doctor Who fan club and the Star Trek and Red Alert, the Star Trek fan club in Jersey back in the 80s.
I got interviewed once.
You two's your sound levels are very different.
They are?
Sin is very loud, and you're quite faint.
Really?
Yes. Or
You may have
you
to,
may actually be normal and Sin is just booming.
maybe.
I
Viewers or sound levels. Let us know in chat.
Send us a letter on the back of a Spyrodon Dalek.
That's the only currency we accept.
Mhm.
Now, I've got to ask this, and I'm hoping you foresaw this possibility. Can you show us the Titanic, please?
Oh.
You didn't foresee that. Sorry.
No. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to dial in on my phone because it's currently sitting in the galley, in the kitchen, as we call that.
Oh, you're finally starting to use nautical terms for it. I had to correct him yesterday. Ah!
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're kind of sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about normal. I wouldn't worry.
Does it only
No
work?
gravity issue. We understand.
Does it only work that way up?
No, it works. Well, I don't know.
I
Christian,
know.
that's lovely to hear. 7 cats. You're 2 more than me. I want a black short-haired kitten, and I can't find one. Right, very quickly, while Sinister's getting there, he got the Lego Titanic to build. And
My early Christmas present from my wife.
I think it's fair to say it was a Titanic build.
Yeah,
Does it come with the Lego iceberg?
No, you have to
Everybody
make your
asks
own.
that. I asked that. Everybody else on Facebook has asked him that.
Right. So let me, before I actually show you the model, these are the instruction booklets.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
It comes in
GW.
It comes in 3 boxes. You build the bow, midships, and the stern.
Well done.
It has 9,090 pieces. By size, it is the largest Lego set ever. Not by piece count, though. There is a world map which has thousands and thousands of tiny, tiny, tiny pieces, and it has about 12,000 of those. But this is by far the biggest thing they've ever made. And here she is.
Oh my. To quote George Takei. Oh my.
Why did you try and go British there with that?
No.
No, it sounded like you did.
I love Takei.
I love the fact you've got a stormtrooper and Vader fighting at the aft end.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're
Anyway.
keeping it down. You know, they don't want it to go up and
That is incredibly impressive, Andrew. How long?
She's about 4 feet long. Brian, in order to keep you happy, she does have a US flag because that was obviously her destination. It has 46 stars on it, which is accurate for the time period, I believe.
yes.
She has lifeboats, obviously not enough of them. And I'm going to show you something else that's interesting.
It's washing up.
It has cargo cranes on it all over as well. And let me just move it over 1 sec. It's very, very, very heavy. Right. Now, she does have 3 propellers and a rudder.
Why am I looking at
And,
them now? I can look at on this screen.
I'm going to just put the phone down for 1 moment. I'm going to show you one of her party tricks.
You haven't put the phone down. It's gone up to a farm upstate. I can tell you now, Brian, it doesn't float, which is amazing accuracy. Quite frankly,
What?
Does it have like a little mini jack and
I asked that. No, afraid not.
Oh,
But
man.
I love the accuracy that the fact that their Titanic model sinks.
Right. First of all,
It's a cake.
she splits into 3 pieces for transportation.
Well, didn't the wreck also split into 3 pieces?
Inside, you have some of the boilers and
Oh,
the swimming pool, and you have the grand staircase. On the other side, you've got coal bunkers at the bottom, the other half of the swimming pool. Appropriately enough, I bought this set in Southampton, which is, of course, where she sailed from. Now
I
this
just find
side,
it
you might
hilarious
think,
they thought to include
you might
a
think to
pool
yourself,
on the Titanic.
what's this big gap? What are these two big gaps inside?
Sinister, what are those two big gaps
What
inside?
are those two big gaps inside?
She has working engines.
Oh, that's nice.
Now,
And-
careful, I don't want to visit from the British Secret Service. Thank you.
They actually come out, and they are working piston engines.
You know
Yes.
what we should do is a stop motion version of the Poseidon Adventure using that. That would be amusing.
Yes, but who would
Do that.
play Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman. I know he's dead,
Yes,
but
I-
you know, fuck it.
He's not dead.
Isn't he dead?
He's not dead, no.
Oh, well, there we go then.
Gene
That's that
Wilder.
problem solved.
You're thinking Gene Wilder.
Yes, you're thinking Gene Wilder.
Anyway, and lastly,
yes.
she comes with a very nice little nameplate there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is nice.
But as you can see, it's she's kind of raised on, kind of faux wooden blocks like she's in a museum.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've been watching your photo progress of you doing this. It's only taken you a couple of days, hasn't it? And
started Friday night.
yeah, I
and,
turned up yesterday afternoon and interrupted you.
You turned up, and I still only had the bow section built at that time.
Yeah, exactly. You've done the rest of it since. It's quite
Yes.
impressive, Andrew.
One other party trick. So she's got her radio antenna there strung along the top, and over here there's a little tensioner so that you can keep it taut for display.
That is a nice touch.
Now, have you also gotten a 2-scale dinosaur or perhaps a kraken?
No, but apparently, according to book number 3 of the instructions, she's the same scale as the Lego Statue of Liberty set.
Oh, that's nice.
So I could recreate her arriving in New York, which of course she never did.
You did in Ghostbusters.
Jesus
So-
Christ, that must be a huge set.
No, the Statue of Liberty is probably about so high.
And that's to scale.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll bring the picture up. One sec.
Good grief.
I've got to
Yeah,
find you.
Titanic docking is a big thing in Ghostbusters.
There we go. So basically, you can see there's the ship, and there's the statue to scale, the set, the Lego set to scale.
Oh, it was sad when the great ship went down. Sorry, that was a song I learnt at
the
school.
cost is about $700, something like that.
Good Lord.
And you'll notice, Brian, not only did his wife give that to him as his Christmas present, she's allowed him to place it centre stage in the kitchen.
Well, I need a shelf. To be honest with you, she's only in the kitchen because Ty was trying to eat her.
Cats will do that, especially kittens.
Yeah.
I've been waiting
so-
for you to mention how Ty is trying to help the Titanic.
I am going to get yelled at tomorrow morning when she sees this in the kitchen, but I need a shelf to put it on.
Is there any possible chance I can, I don't know, sort of zoom in for that yelling? Because I think I might enjoy it.
We could use a live audio recording of it. Just saying.
Liz is brilliant. You've not met Liz. She's amazing. Doesn't like Jodie Whittaker, apparently.
So
No.
I also know the I
The
need a
pain.
shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, very much so. Well, I also took Siobhan to the vault yesterday.
Ah, yes, we went to the vault, down to the vault. Oh, my God, the things I saw.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back and redial in on my computer now.
I feel you should. Oh, I've got one of them. Cats don't use it.
In fact,
Yes.
let me see if
We're
this
already
goes-
here. Oh, no, we're not. I've frozen on there. Oh,
Ah.
Now, you see, that's Dr. Sinister.
If that's Dr. Sinister, then who is this?
Professor Saintly. That's what I reckon.
I decided I did. Anyway, my thumb really hurts. I've got Lego thumb.
Really? You surprise me.
it's really tender today because I've been doing. Like, I reckon that took me. I'm estimating between 12 and 14 hours to build.
Good grief. Well, I'm just going to say you've done a fantastic job. That looks
it looks
truly,
amazing.
truly amazing. Yeah, that's a cool one. That really is. Anyway, moving on from glug, glug, glug. Shall we try and talk about Doctor Who? What do you
Go on
reckon?
then.
Yeah. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Before we start the review, we need to do just a little bit of housekeeping. Two Fan Dinosaurs. It's still going, don't worry, but we've taken a short break, mainly because I wasn't too well last week, and Friday, this Friday coming up, is my birthday!
And I had a Titanic to build.
He also had a Titanic to build, to be honest with you. Yes, so we're going out for a meal. We're going to have to see if we can get you to zoom in or something, Brian.
Just as long as it's after work.
It won't be. No, forget it. I'm sorry, doing maths.
My Discord won't connect
Hmm.
at work. Which is why I've been really quiet.
We will print out a photo of you and stick it to a chair.
And hand out darts
do
for
that.
people to throw at it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
There'll be a prize at the end, Andrew. It'll, party games. Anyway,
We could play a game of pin the beard on the Brian.
Maybe not. No.
variations on that going through my head. It's not good.
Get the unworthy badge to the Brian.
Well, that's easy enough because the unworthy badge tends to sort of be bigger than you yourself. You're
Well, it
that
has to be
unworthy.
gold, it has to go right here.
Oh, you can't tell. Well, you two can, but the viewers can't tell. A Clayton Hickman t-shirt, International Electromatics, i.e.
Nice.
Thank you very much from the invasion. Right, now, a 15th Doctor Who, if you like. It's getting weirder and weirder every week. Well, she manages somehow to rescue Yaz, Vinda and Dan by plomping herself in one of the spaces, I think. That bit did... That just happened a bit too quickly for me. I'm saying it now. This is one I want to go back and rewatch. I got it all, I understood it all, but I want to rewatch it again. Just not again. I want to rewatch it so I can now let it soak in and I can mull it over. You, Sammy. Hello, you, Sammy.
Time wine.
Really? Too wibbly wobbly? Interesting. I'm going to come through that. Don't worry.
Hang on. Have we got 2 viewers now?
Yeah.
Have
Well,
we doubled our audience?
Well, Brian's there as well, but Brian's always... He lives there, frankly, and I'm going to start charging rent.
I'm not allowed not to be here.
Okay. Now, the whole thing, basically, is the Doctor, whilst it was very discombobulating, to hide Vinda, Yaz, and Dan, she hid them within their own memories, within their own time streams. A bit like Sam Beckett jumping along his own time stream, which I think was the original intent of Quantum Leap, wasn't it? Rather than jump into somebody else. I
Sam
can't
Beckett?
remember.
Yeah, he wanted to travel to points in time within his own lifetime.
Yeah.
Except the American Civil War episode.
And these...
Yes, when he was hit by lightning.
These are a very useful way of filling in some of the gaps. We now know more about Vinda. He's actually a decent stand-up guy. which is good. We know, well, Dan was a little bit more confusing. It's basically trying to get him hidden at home in Liverpool. And then you got the Doctor's own memory, except it's not one of memory she recognises. And this is beautiful, and I know there are going to be people throwing their toys out of the pram, and I don't care.
Nah.
Basically, she's in one of the Ruth Doctor's memories, or as she's titled, as she's titled in the cast list, the Fugitive Doctor. And she can tell that because when she sees herself in the mirror, there's Ruth going, "What the hell are you doing in my reflection?" And this is obviously a division thing where Ruth and 3 people, we don't know who, one of whom, is Carvanista. This is the division work, very possibly the last thing they did, where they have to stop Azure and Swarm from wrecking everything.
The Ravagers.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Christian. This shows what an intelligent and perceptive young man you are. So, this did a lot, like I say, of filling in, dropping more little clues in, and then the angels turned up. And that makes sense, because if time is utterly fucked, as apparently it is, the angels work through time. So that's a good one. And also, I love the fact that Chibnall just took it as read. Angel law is what beholds the image of an angel becomes an angel. As a result, at the end, an angel gets into the TARDIS through Yaz's phone and starts piloting it. Cue cliffhanger. Which one of you wants to go first, boys? Good. I'm going to toss a coin. Actually, let's toss up my tobacco tin. No, because that's going to be very, 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 very loud. Sinister.
Hello.
Start talking, please.
Right. I just want to make a small observation to start with.
Please, yes.
I liked the Doctor as a cop talking about Satsumas.
Yes.
Yes. Just prattling on aimlessly.
Oh, there he is.
It was great.
Yeah. I've just got a few notes because I was just slightly distracted by 8 kilos of Lego. Massive Cyberman army that we saw.
Oh, wasn't that a big one?
Is that the biggest Cyberman army we've ever seen on the screen?
Right, you're going to have to look at Nightmare in Silver and also the Doctor Falls. However, I think this certainly beats the Doctor Falls, but Nightmare in Silver did have a lot of the little buggers.
Okay.
But I think you could be right.
I like these Cybermen.
They're chunky. They've got the earmuffs. They're proper Cybermen.
They've got the teardrops as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice. I like them. They're very sleek. I like them a lot.
I find them cozy, which is probably the wrong effect. But I'm 54 and I love my Cybermen. So
I liked the fact that when the Doctor was kind of at one point she had a very brand new blue coat on. I thought that's odd, but of course it's because it's not really her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was kind of flip flopping
She's
between.
fun.
There's the cosplay opportunity, boys and girls.
Yeah. You're right. It is going to annoy the hell out of some people.
It
but
is.
You and I have had a discussion about this before, and it's not really a problem for me. I don't care.
No, the thing is, what you need to have, all right, to be able to keep up with this, we had this all through the Muppet Reign, which really pissed me off, is you need to have just about that much intelligence to watch it and understand it. It's not that difficult. To be fair, it's all there on the screen. Yes, it moves fast. And you've got to remember nowadays, whereas classic Doctor Who was shown once and that was it. You got to remember, these things are now made to be rewatched.
They're not meant to be consumed like that anymore.
No, they're made to be rewatched. I mean, I think
Yeah.
very possibly the first one that was like that was Warrior's Gate, because all the clues to Warrior's Gate are in that very first episode. So, yeah, this is, and it's long form storytelling, and it is paying dividends. It really is.
Yeah, and you know, it looks really expensive, but it's because they haven't got to rebuild a set. They haven't got to build a new set every 6 weeks. They're reusing the sets, which is fine. It's not a complaint. I'm just saying it's had a lot of money. It's clearly had a lot of money spent on it. I mean, the shots of the guy in the space station. I mean, that was a visual feast of the exterior of the space station. You know.
Can I make a point
However-
about the design, may I?
I do have.
Oh,
I'd like to reiterate my theory from 2 weeks ago that
please.
I don't think this is an evil weeping angel. I think there's some salvaging of time going on or something like that.
Fascinating. It's starting to make a little bit more sense now we've had some of the gaps filled in, partially.
Yeah.
However, I do have a small issue that I'd like to have some clarity on.
Can't be guaranteed, but we'll try.
They visited a planet that had been destroyed by the flux.
Mhm.
We've seen the flux destroy things. It
Perhaps.
doesn't leave planets. It doesn't leave planets behind.
Perhaps it was a
Fluxette.
no, a sideswipe. Just
Okay.
destroyed the surface.
Okay.
I mean, you're right. Obviously, every planet we've seen hit by the flux has been destroyed, except this one.
Mm.
So that's why I reckon, it's a sideswipe jobby. I don't know.
And one other thing.
And
I
the
knew this
temple
would-
was hit as well.
Yeah, and I knew this would happen. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. It was in some Facebook comment. Somebody a couple of weeks ago was adamant the Daleks weren't going to turn up this year. Of course, the Daleks are going to fricking turn up, even if it's one scene.
Question. When the Dalek turned its head, is it me or did the whole neck section rotate as well?
I'll have to recheck it.
You and I, you know what we're like on these things. So, oh yes, sorry, yes. So, Two Fan Dinosaurs will be back on the 24th. There we go, doing Revelation of the Daleks. Is that right, Sin? Yeah. Sorry,
Second attempt at episode 1 of Rev Up Dalek.
the internet destroyed the first attempt.
Yes, the internet is vengeful. Do not upset the internet.
Indeed.
Internet mad.
It's 'cause
Anyway,
it's a virgin.
I don't have that many comments this week. It was a solid episode. I got no problems with it particularly. It filled in a lot of gaps. It was nice to see why Matey Boy was stuck on a space station in the middle of frickin' nowhere. And yeah,
We're happy with that.
Right.
A good episode 3.
yes.
Yeah, good halfway point.
So, Brian, do talking, please.
Well, like I said, it's a good halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
It expands upon what's been given.
Mm-hmm.
It answers a couple questions, but leaves out the big ones. We have a name for Swarm and his sister, the Ravagers.
Yeah.
We know the Doctor has been to this temple before,
Mm-hmm.
at least once.
Yes.
I thought it was nice just to see Dr. Ruth again.
Yes, I'm sorry. That was a nice. He's not done with that at all, is he?
I-
And by
I-
the
I-
way, that's I think it's Barbara Flynn, rather famous actress.
Yeah, she used to be in a very peculiar practice.
Yeah. What can I say? Is that Tech Tayun?
I thought it was the Doctor's mum.
Yeah, I think it is Tecteun.
Well, Tech Tayun ended up being the Doctor's mum.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and Christian's made an interesting point in chat, and it's one I sort of agree with actually. The Daleks, is it me, or were they a bit more shiny than previously?
I think they were purely CGI.
Who knows?
I'm convinced when you saw them hovering along, I'm convinced that was
Oh.
CGI.
Yeah. Something I wanted to go about the design. You were talking about the design. They had a lot of hassle this year with the design. They've had to build more sets than they've ever had to build before because, for a start, they couldn't film abroad. And they were having to strike sets and then build them up again. And yeah, the design team has had to really pull the stops out and work miracles this year. It really, I mean, normally they do anyway, but this year they've gone above and beyond.
And when Dr. Ruth appeared, I felt something as if 1,000 fanboy voices cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
I feast on their tears. Oh, I feast on their tears. I am
Let
so
their
sorry.
hatred flow through them.
Good.
Something, something, something fugitive, Doctor. Oh, that was one hell of an episode. We're three. I think it's fair to say we're 3 for 3, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't hated any one of them so far.
And
No.
interestingly enough, I mean, I can't remember if Chibnall was involved with Children of Earth. I'm not sure if he was still on the team or not, but Torchwood's third series really hit the ground and did amazing things. So,
I didn't like
Siobhan,
the material.
hang on.
did you hear the announcement at the end of the episode about Torchwood?
Hey, it's on iPlayer, yes.
I'm surprised that they've done that with the Barrowman thing.
Oh, they CGI'd him out. No,
They put Jimmy Savile in there instead at great expense.
And put who, sorry?
Jimmy Savile.
Yes. Yeah. They can't see any problem with that.
No, that will never backfire on them.
No, now then. Oh, what a horrible man. They're making a documentary about him. A docudrama.
Steve Coogan's in it, and Steve Coogan, I have an entire Steve Coogan collection up here. He's one of my favourite people.
I get the feeling he wouldn't have done it unless they toned it spot on.
He's quite political.
Exactly. So I reckon we're going to get some... It's not going to be a pleasant watch, is what I'm saying.
Right, hold on. I've just got the YouTube Dalek bit up here.
Ah, right here, yes.
I am
That's
utterly
quick.
convinced those are CGI Daleks.
Look at the next. Do
And-
they turn?
yeah.
Especially the last one.
Okay.
The last one we see.
Hang on. Oh, you're right. Wow. That's not right. That's somebody making a horrible mistake.
Or is it a case of every section of the Dalek can swivel? Not that we know why the fuck the next section would swivel. It's got nothing.
To start with, when they were going by, I thought it was just the light moving, but definitely the end. That is not a light reflection. That is.
Yeah, the next. It's the next. It's the next section swiveling. Sorry, we're
Why?
like this, Brian.
Why would you want to do that?
I get it. I'm just trying to figure out the connection between the Moray and the Weeping Angels.
Well, I said
When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
I
And
think
when the Statue of
next
Liberty,
week.
comes to life and tries to send you back in time, that's a Weeping Angel.
That's amore.
You see, that's how you can tell the difference. Next week from the trailer, just in case you thought we weren't going to talk about the trailer, there's a nice little bit of me babbling so you can turn off in case you don't want to hear about it. But next week's trailer, it looks, and the title is Village of the Angels. So we might get some answers, Andrew, to your theory.
Well, episode 1, my theory was that the Weeping Angel was saving that person. Now I think it's maybe more a case of salvaging time.
Okay. Brian, you were saying? I'm sorry, you were talking over each other.
Sorry.
You know what would be really nice about that whole Village of the Angels thing?
Yeah.
Going back to New York 1938 and rescuing Amy Pond.
Not going to happen.
I'm just saying.
Not gonna
Okay,
happen.
going back to New York, 1939, and rescuing Amy Pond.
Time's too cracked. They just can't do it.
Uh-huh.
It would be interesting if the town is the town of Christmas. Now
Oh,
that would be lovely. Just a lovely little tip of the hat. But I doubt it. So, and I don't know how I'm going to answer this one myself. What's going to happen? Yeah, that's how I feel about that question, Brian.
I've got a prediction.
Okay. Oh, yes, please, Mystic Meg, tell me.
Things will get very bad. The
Yes.
Doctor will win. That'll be the end.
Give this theory the attention it deserves.
Things with the division will not be resolved until the next 2 movies.
Agreed.
I think you're right. But which one of you,
Oh.
I'm not saying.
But we still don't know what's happening with the TARDIS door being a bit knackered.
Oh, yeah, yes, we did. It got mentioned last week. The fact that time's being so fucked can do a horrible thing to a TARDIS.
Oh, okay. Simple as that. Okay, right.
And that's why the TARDIS brought them all back to the planet Time, because it pretty much brought them home.
Interesting thought, though.
Must have missed
Is
that bit.
time... It's time is starting to sound like an entity of itself, a bit like in Sapphire and Steel.
Well, it's interesting because they said there was a war between time and space.
Yeah.
Well, space-time is a single thing.
Yep. Vortex.
Well, no, in physics, the theory is that space-time, it's all one thing.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying it's interesting.
So, yet again, even though we've had some questions answered and information filled in, we're still left wondering what the fuck? So, yeah. Well done. 3 for 3, BBC. Well done. Frankly.
Mhm.
It's just knocking it out the park. I would still prefer Capaldi to be the Doctor, but that's because I love Capaldi, not because I don't like Jodie. Right. Lovely. We're going to move on. We didn't do a big finish, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Jenny.
I didn't hear anything from you all week, so I didn't know if you'd got it, so I haven't listened to it.
I did it. I listened to it.
I wish you told me.
I couldn't reply. I've done nothing but work and sleep all week.
Oh, well, I haven't listened to it. I don't think Sin's listened to it. If you want to go for a solo review, you're more than welcome, or you can wait a week.
Everybody's all done.
All right, because there's some more big stuff coming out soon anyway. We've got Ninth Doctor set coming up. And also...
had you been around Friday for pewing, you would have known that I was listening to Jenny.
Well, there we go then. Yes, we got a new Ninth Doctor set coming out, and also Stranded Part 3, which should be interesting. I don't know if this is the final set for Stranded, so I have to wait and see, I suppose. So that's our review of Big Finish this week. Go out and buy
I'm
them.
just going to say that Jenny's phone number needs to be 867-5309.
No, 01811
867-5309.
What is
It's a
this?
song. It's a song from the 80s, and
Was it American by any chance?
character named Jenny in it.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. Georgina would get the joke.
I'm not Georgina. I'm better looking.
Well, if she's watching, please post that you get the joke, and I'm right that you need Jenny's number needs to be 867-5309.
Right, because I'm going to remember that.
She'll never watch this. I know.
Never know.
You never know. She
Stranger
is
things
on
have happened.
The minute someone mentions David, she is right there on the reply.
Okay, let's try this. Mr. Dr. David Tennant, sir. Let's wait and see what happens in chat.
Please have your wife message this.
Only because Brian's a prevert. Right, so we've got to move on.
She's a married woman.
Okay, we're going to go down this route. Would that stop you?
Of course it would. I'm not going to break up a family. She's a married woman with what, 4 kids now?
Who are you and what have you done with Brian?
I have some morals. They're not many. They're not big.
Are they a bit like our standards on this show?
Exactly.
I've got morals too. I stole them from somebody.
Oh, yeah, that country wants him back, by the way. They're a national heritage item. Okay, right. Doomwatch. Fuck, hang on. I got to try and remember what this one was. Bear with me. Hang on.
I've got to bear with you.
Hang on. 4
Get
of
out of
them.
there.
4
Need
of
to
them.
upgrade a plant.
Yes, that's it. Dangerous emissions from plants, from factory plants. That was this week's Doomwatch Terror. Familiar faces, isn't it? Trevor Bannister. You should have recognised him from the Tomorrow People, Brian. He was Colonel Masters. Also, Glyn Houston, who was in Doctor Who a few times. Most recently, I think, was The Awakening. Before that was Hand of Fear. It's okay. It all made sense. It's dated. Doomwatch has dated. I'm sorry. I enjoy watching archive television. If I could get away with just watching archive television, I would. But something about this rings hollow, and I can't quite work out what it is compared to other shows around it at its time. So, I don't know. Anyway, Brian, have you got any thoughts on it?
Please don't make me watch it again.
Okay, that's a fair thought. It's a thought. No. I'm just
I
about.
watched it this morning, and I want that hour of my life back.
No. You're gonna have to wait till the clocks go forward.
Man, stupid clocks always stealing my time.
Okay, right. We have 3 more episodes left.
Oh,
All right. The next
Goody.
one's called Waiting for a Knighthood. Then we've got Hair Trigger and Sex and Violence, which is, I think might have been the banned episode.
wait. did
We're
you
heading
watch
into series.
episode?
So I don't know. You see, I'd also have the Cult of Doomwatch, which is a mini half-hour documentary. That might explain that, but I don't know. But yeah, so it's Waiting for Knighthood. We're into series 3 now. So I don't know what that means, if that means anything to anybody, but there we go. We're into series 3. Our Doomwatch reviews are getting worse and worse and worse simply because the program's just...
Was series 3 super short then?
No, Doomwatch lost a lot of episodes. They were wiped.
Ah.
Oh, what a shame. That's horrible. Oh, no.
So a lot of Callums, actually, which is a dreadful shame.
Did they look behind the fridge?
It was deliberate, unfortunately. It was a bring your daughter to work day. She was 4. She got bored. These things happen.
For her. Good
Is that
girl.
a joke?
Yes, it's a joke.
I'm just going to say, hey, that kid I'll buy that kid a drink now.
I don't know. I mean, possibly without the other episodes, we're losing some context. Because Series 3 does change it up a bit. And I didn't get where I am today by not changing it up a bit.
Super.
Great. So, We've got to go on to Blake 7. First things first. What do you think of the new title sequence, Brian?
I usually skip the title sequences.
Oh,
Fuck's
let's get a brand new one.
Brand new title sequence.
Okay,
Watch on the next one, young man.
okay,
There'll be a quiz.
okay.
Right. Basically, the former Liberator crew, they're either former crew or the Liberator is formerly the Liberator,
Former Liberator.
are stuck on terminal that apparently now looks spherical rather than ovoid, but we'll ignore that.
No. Dorian approached it from the side.
Okay, right, from the end bit.
Yes.
Right, okay. However, someone's come into land. Unfortunately, Servalan being Servalan blew the hell out of everything. And we lost Callie. Callie's dead.
At least until Big Finish.
That is true. She has been resurrected on Big Finish. And they take over this guy's ship, guy called Dorian. It's an old, battered Wanderer Planet Hopper Class 2. And it's a bit of a mess. However, it's got a very sophisticated flight computer and what looks to be like a non-functioning teleport bay. How uncanny. All they need to do is to be able to go faster, and they might be up to Liberator standards again, but I can't see that happening. Anyway, it turns out that actually Dorian had turned up there to capture them, here to feed to an entity that lived in the cellar that looked like a sea devil and got the Doctor Who production office in quite a grump, if I'm honest, because I don't think they asked. And Villa saved the day, which is always nice. However, two questions. One, was the guy playing Dorian really hamming it up?
I was going to say something about that.
And two,
It was what, 1978, 1979?
no,
This is
1981.
Oh, this is 1981 now? You may have just been on a massive dose of cocaine.
Yeah, that's true. And second question, two subsections. One, has Paul Darrow put on weight?
A little bit.
And seven, is he starting to ham it up?
A little bit. I also have a reply question.
Please.
Has he thought about where his clothing influence on the band Judas Priest?
You keep saying this every week.
I'm just saying, he dresses exactly like Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Let's get some time scale here. When were Judas Priest around?
Right around that time.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I just get the feeling that basically he turned around to the designer and said, "Give me something black with studs."
It was black leather and studs. Mm-hmm.
He does get a change. You will notice, however, that it's not a different costume every week anymore.
Right.
They are living in reduced circumstances.
With all their clothes.
Yeah. How twattish was Tarrant this week?
Taryn had maybe 3 lines.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
It was happy. It was a great week.
It's nice.
So here's the question.
Yes, 42.
Sue Lee.
Sue Lin.
Sue Lin.
Sue Lin. I
Sue
thought she'd might I don't know, attract some sort of attention.
Well, here's the question. Apart from being a psychopath and having a very fast draw, is there anything else to her character?
Tragic background story.
Okay, because she was sneaking off there at the end when everybody
Think of a very similar background to Tasha Yar.
That's very good, Sinister. Yes.
Okay, that's very good. That's good. Does she manage to piss off a sentient pool of oil?
Well,
No.
there's Paul Darrow.
It's not the same.
All right. Sorry, Paul. I am joking.
Now, quick question though.
Yes, please.
This is Glynis Barber is Sue Lin, and this is not her first appearance in Blake 7.
No, it isn't. Brian, what was Glynis Barber's first appearance in Blake 7?
I don't care.
She was in the episode Project Avalon.
She was the very first mutoid.
Oh,
There we go. You come to the Flashing Blade, you get little gems like that people forget, which leads me to ask you to remind me about Project Genome, please, after we finish this. All right.
Okay.
And please, if you're watching on Twitch, don't turn off just yet until you've heard what we've got to say about this. Okay, so who's got anything more to say about Blake 7? Yes, Sinister, yes.
So,
That sounded wonky.
this is an interesting series of Blake 7.
It is, isn't it?
It's a radical departure from anything we've seen before in Blake 7. The crew now have a base, or they will have a base. Some very lovely model work, by the way.
Yes, very much so.
The Scorpio. I mean, I say lovely model work. On the planet, lovely model work. In space,
Some
bit
matting.
shit.
A bit of matting.
Lots of matte lines everywhere. And also, I think they have circles, don't they? They have this kind of matting circle kind of thing
Yes,
going.
they do, yes. Quantel thing. isn't
Anyway, yeah, it's an interesting one because basically, they without wishing to give anything away, they were wandering around a bit aimlessly in series 3. They get a bit more focus in this series
Yes.
because of events that are happening in the galaxy at large.
it? Yes.
They never really travel much beyond where their base is.
No. But there's
I've
fair
got,
reason for that.
Well, there's a reason for that, yeah. And, you know, much of this season I would dismiss if it weren't for certain standout episodes.
Very much so.
Orbit.
Star Drive.
Yeah.
The ending of Star Drive is something else. Now, you like Sand.
Yeah, Orbit and Gold's not bad.
Orbit is hilarious and also
Yeah.
tear-jerking.
It
Gold is just fun because it's got Roy Kinnear.
Yeah. But we also have Headhunter and Animals.
Headhunter isn't so bad. Headhunter is bad enough that you can laugh at it.
Yeah.
Animals is bad enough that you don't laugh. You just sit there thinking, holy fuck, what were they thinking?
But I would say, I would say to Brian, watch Avon's hair,
Yes, good point.
and the entire series is this. I mean, I say series. This series 4D, whatever it is redeemed by the final episode.
Talking of Avon and his hair, how's his mental health, Brian?
what mental health?
You're getting the message. Good. Right, Project Genome. Oh, next week it's Power Play, isn't it?
Power.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Stop looking at episode titles.
I downloaded them.
Are you sitting on the final episode there?
I see it.
So you've seen the title of it.
I've seen it.
I did say
When
to
you
you,
do
Sin, this is
spoilers,
going to be
don't
an
know.
impossible task. Hopefully he won't know anything about the actual episode itself.
I know
God.
nothing now, even from that. But
Okay.
you realize I am immune to spoilers, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want to see your.
This
We'll
is-
do
this
a
is
live
like-
reaction. I want to enjoy your enjoyment of it.
This
So
is
we have
this is
15 weeks of me enjoying my live until our live reaction to our
When-
live
listen,
play to my reaction to
when you've been watching a series, and when you're 10 years old and you've been watching this series for 4 years since you were 6, and the stuff that happens in this series happens, it is fucking devastating.
And we can all blame my plucky girl assistant, Joe.
On a scale of 1 to the death of Optimus Prime, how tear jerking is this?
Death of Optimus Prime.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Right, Project Genome. That's what I'm calling it. Oh, hang on.
Several Optimus Prime deaths.
There's only one, the 1986 movie.
All right. Moving on from the death of Optimus Prime. Project Genome.
Prime.
Shush. I had a thing. I had an epiphany. A thing. What's he doing now? Oh, it's Ty.
He can't move. There's a cat.
The little baby cat. I got Neddy back there. This is his latest spot on the back of the chair. And every couple of hours, all I hear is a loud kerfuffle and thud because he's fallen off. He's been asleep and he's fallen off. Anyway, so Project Genome. Hello, Retta, my love. Okay.
Hi,
I am on Twitter, but I tend to keep out of all the fan wars, and most of that just passes me by, and I just live a blissful life apart from the trans abuse. That part can't be avoided. But the old argument about classic versus new and what constitutes a true fan rose its head again. It's one of the how do I put this? It's one of the most ridiculous arguments going, quite frankly. But I was sort of looking at the generations and thinking, hang on a second, hang on. Doctor Who has been scrutinised with an intense scrute. We know practically everything. There'll always be stuff to learn, I am sure. But even down to the roots of the start of the show back in 1963, there's so much stuff, paperwork and everything else like that. And so we know the story of Doctor Who. Not the fictional stuff, but behind the scenes making of. We know the anecdotes, the eye patch joke, the debagging in the TARDIS, stuff like that. We all know these stories. What's missing is the same, possibly not to the same detail, to be fair, but the same thing for fandom itself. Yes?
You need, as a minimum, Kevin Davies for this.
Oh, easily Davies. I'll talk to him on Friday.
He was at the very first con.
Yeah. The whole idea, there are so many stories in fandom. Most of them rather funny, and things that happened at conventions or in fanzines or whatever. And all these stories are being lost to time. And I say they are just as important as the show. And we need to preserve these so that the next generation, they've got the context of us, but at the same time, they're forging ahead and making their own stories, which hopefully they'll then archive. It's I've called it the Genome Project. I've no idea why. I was thinking of Steven Spielberg's project, talking to the Auschwitz Jews, and something like that, just possibly a little bit more cheerful.
Have you seen this current state of the fandom?
Well, that's part of it. You can't pick and choose. It's all fandom. It's a case of, all right, there's certain people that we won't invite for obvious reasons to people who know who those people are. But I've got to come up with a format for it, how to do it, who to involve, and can I follow it off onto somebody far better prepared to do this sort of thing than me. But I think it's a good idea. Seriously, guys, am I taking this too seriously and being a bit daft, or do you think it's an idea?
It's an idea. It's a good idea.
It is. It could be an actual podcast where you interview fans and get their takes on things.
It's not so much getting a take on things. I want to talk to them about the past, the things they got up to.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
I mean, I have stories. Listeners of the old Flashing Blade podcast would know every now and again Auntie would go into story time and tell you a story for a convention. If I've got that, and I wasn't really that involved, God knows the other stories we could come up with. Appreciatively, some of the fans back then are now far too high and mighty to be interested in doing anything like this, and also don't want the skeletons let out of their cupboard.
What happens at con stays at con.
Yeah, if only. But I'm going to look into it, and Andrew, like you say, talk to Davies. Because apart from being an excellent anecdote teller himself, he can bring in a lot of people from the generation before me, right from the start, to talk to and into. I mean, Jerry Bentham is an old friend of mine, so I'll probably get him on. I'd like to get more than one on at a time, contemporaries, so they can bounce memories back and forth between them and prompt each other. And that's just the start of the idea. All right, that's the idea. Let's see what happens with it. It's yes. I do think fandom itself. And who once said fandom is Doctor Who fandom is the fandom that celebrates itself? Oh, it was Cornell. But we are the fandom that celebrates itself. He's quite right. So, fuck it. Let's try and get some sort of, especially, I mean, with the internet, you live forever. But this is pre-internet days. But we can say to the next generation, come on guys, it's your turn. Get together, tell your stories of the silly things that happened when you were doing, it would be, I think it's a good idea. We'll see. Right, next week. Village of the Angels. Oh, do you notice the little play on the Angels have the phone box?
Yes.
Okay. Village Angels, Jenny. God knows, I suspect Big Finish will release something else this week. Then, what's it? Knighthood thingy for Doomwatch. And Power, you said. Episode 2. Series D of Blake 7. It's time for the return of the hairy cavemen. It's a Blake 7 standard.
It has a fantastic Avon line near the end that I like to quote regularly.
Please do tell.
If you didn't like the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question. Needs context. He has just shot somebody.
My favourite Avon
to be
quote.
Fair, that could be any time he's talking to Tarrant.
My favourite Avon quote is, Callie used to tell me, those who trust can't be betrayed, just mistaken.
Life expectancy must be pretty short among your people.
I used that line when I was tricking a couple of armed robbers into showing me the evidence. This is a long time. I've lived a life. I'm sorry, there's stuff about me you lot just don't know. But yeah, I couldn't resist. It came straight to my head. Okay, so am I risking this by saying this? Oh fuck it, I'm going to. Oh dear, I got away with it. Yeah. Shit, they'll be out of prison now. Oh dear. It happened in Shanghai back in 1962.
Can't blame me. I wasn't there.
That's yeah, okay. Right, so that's next week's show. What are we up to next week, boys and girls? What are you doing? Brian?
Losing my mind.
Not your religion.
No.
And
I'm not gonna spotlight.
Doctor / Professor Sinister / Saintly. What are you up to next week?
I think I'm going somewhere Friday.
Yep. Lots of presents for me. We'll take that as read.
We have your birthday on Friday. I have a wedding to go to on Saturday.
Tyler?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know, do I?
got some friends.
You have friends?
I have friends outside of you guys.
2 seconds, Sin. I'm offended by that.
Yeah, it's almost as if we're not the only things in his life.
It's. I mean, we put a lot of effort in. Let's just face facts here. It's
Not mine, Rhoda.
Oh, I want to be a bridesmaid at your wedding.
I'm
I've
not
never
having-
been a bridesmaid.
I'm not getting married.
I don't care. I want to be a bridesmaid. I've never been.
I'm not getting married. Everybody thinks I'm getting married now.
Yes, we do.
But
Yes, but if everybody thinks it, it makes it so, doesn't it?
Rhoda's already got the entire future planned out.
Good.
Be a bridesmaid.
I'm a bridesmaid, definitely. I will not claim maiden of honor. I won't do that. That would be rude. But I'm telling you something, girls. Stand by for physical violence when it comes to catching the bouquet. Just saying. Okay.
It's not for me to pick the bridesmaids, though.
So I can bribe Jess.
Prospective bride, and I don't have one right now.
Retta, are we talking to the normal Brian, or is this some sort of replacement with a different memory?
I'll admit, I'm from the alternate universe.
Then why aren't you shaved?
It's a stick-on beard.
You are, but you're not telling us where. Right, there you go. Retta's asked an interesting question in chat for you, Brian. Are you, or are you not, getting a piece of paper to legally bind you to another human being?
As of this minute, no.
I remember being told he's getting married to Retta.
But I don't have paper.
Right, okay.
Actually, it's empty, but I ate the seaweed.
It's not right. The things you eat. How are you alive? How am I alive? Seriously. I found out something really interesting. I lost weight. I've lost quite a bit of weight. You can't tell, but I have. And slowly my body's starting to catch up. I'm hoping no vicars walk in at the wrong moment because my knickers keep falling down. I thought you might want that pleasant mental image. We are living in a good time. We are living... Yes, you did lie to us. Yeah, we're living in a good time.
How did I lie to...
This is what happens when you pass possible plans in front of your friends. They like them and run with them. You lose control. I'm just saying. Ah, dear. Do you know we've only been going for 1 hour and 15 minutes? I feel like I've shortchanged people.
That's not good enough, is it?
No, it isn't. Then get a book out. Start reading it. You see, I can't do a Marvel because I have to show the pictures. And I've got Time and Revelation up there. I can read the bit where I get mentioned.
Show people Foundry.
No. Well, one of our viewers already knows about it, and the other one might run a mile.
Two of them.
So,
Two of our viewers.
oh, is Jess there as well?
Jess is watching as well.
Oh, hi, Jess. Are you getting married? Just asking. And can I please be a bridesmaid? Anyway, oh, and I need to talk to you about Christmas, young lady. Pretty please.
Run.
So, what have we got coming up then? We've got the last 3 episodes of stuff. Then I think we've got Hawkeye starting. Is Hawkeye starting in December?
Can I ask a question?
Always, you know that.
Are we going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett?
I hope so.
Yes, I think so. Did we mention the Mandalorian at all? I don't think we did we?
No, we did.
We did. No. Yeah, we'll be mentioning the Book of Boba Fett.
You hadn't seen it. We can speak of the Book of Boba Fett.
You got Hawkeye. Marvel released a slew of other titles. Interesting to note, spoilers again, boys and girls, if you haven't seen Shang-Chi,
I saw it last night.
Banner's back to his human form. And he's still got a bad arm, yeah. So that's an interesting little thing. Didn't think much of Shang-Chi, I'm afraid.
I liked it.
It was passable, but for a Marvel effort. The thing is, they went so far high up, they've had to bring it all back down again now, so they can start the build again.
Enjoyed the end sequence with Wong.
Correct me if I'm wrong, please, Brian. Wong was fighting the Abomination, wasn't he?
Wong was fighting the Abomination.
Yeah.
And apparently they're really good friends because they train together.
Wong fucking rules it. I'm telling you, him and is it Louis from the Ant-Man movies? The pair of them together. I mean, what they should have done, seriously, before Endgame, is had Louis doing one of his catch-up summaries.
Yes.
For the whole of the first 10 years. I would pay to see that. It would just be hilarious.
Oh, another Disney Marvel announcement.
Yes, please.
The old X-Men cartoon from the 90s is coming back in 2023. They're calling it X-Men 97.
Now, you see, I wondered about that because they sort of said it sounds all new, but at the same time I'm thinking, well, it's X-Men 90s, it's 90s X-Men. But it's a new series of the 90s X-Men show. I'll watch that.
You know, the classic theme song.
Yeah, see, I never got to see those shows because I was working. The Spider-Man one, the Fantastic Four one, Hulk, Iron Man. We never got to see them. So...
Well,
and that Spider-Man was absolutely superb, I'm told.
Yes.
Oh, Comics Explained is slowly redoing Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry, not Into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Verse comic series. And which is great, because the books I've got don't go into many of the side issues, Edge of Spider-Verse and whatever. So I'm getting all the extra stuff.
Oh, Christian just says that Hawkeye premieres Thanksgiving weekend.
That's something to watch whilst you're in hospital, being patched up from trying to buy a phone.
I haven't decided what I'm going to be making for Thanksgiving dinner, just to throw that out there. I can make duck. I could do a roast. I'm not sure yet.
Boys and girls, this is where the Flashing Blade audience come in. What should Brian have to eat for his Thanksgiving dinner?
No, what should I have to make for my Thanksgiving dinner?
A hat.
Because I do the cooking for it.
A Lego model of the Titanic.
That's not food.
You didn't say
I am
anything
not.
about food. You just said, what should I make?
I am not an iceberg.
That's not what some of your girlfriends have said.
That's
I'm
not
just
what I've
saying.
heard from my girlfriends.
What I don't get
He
is
always makes duck.
Duck is
the-
really good.
Have goose.
I don't like goose. It's too greasy.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, but nobody else
Duck's
likes
quite
duck.
greasy.
Nobody else likes duck.
So
I
you
love
get to have a whole fucking duck to yourself. I think I said that the right way around without spoonerizing it. That could... Yeah, all right.
I'm sorry, Sinister, you were going to say something.
Please.
the Titanic hit an iceberg, right?
Right, yeah.
That's one hell of a fucking lettuce.
So back to the duck. I could do another crown roast. I could do a ham.
Why don't you do the ones where you stuff one inside another, inside another, inside another? The Victorians used to do it.
And there's only like maybe 4 people.
Oh, that's 3 more than I'm
People one
having.
inside each other.
Ask each one, what roast do you want? And if they come up with different answers, do that. I will be on my own this Christmas Day.
Well, no, this is Thanksgiving. This is in 2 weeks. This
Sorry.
is next week.
Yeah, we don't care about Thanksgiving.
We do. We get the
Yeah.
days off. We care very
A
greatly.
day off is
you
obviously
can see
very
it.
important.
The thing is, right? Thanksgiving you have a big roast dinner with all the trimmings, right?
Yeah.
We have that every week.
That is true. Most British people do. And then for
Yeah,
Christmas,
but we're
they will suddenly switch to a turkey, which nobody really likes because it's a bit dry. And for some insane reason, cook Brussels sprouts even if they don't like them, because you got to have them, haven't you? It's tradition at Christmas. Is everybody there trying desperately not to
We
vomit?
can do them without thinking up the house.
Yeah, now you've mentioned this before, and I'm going nowhere near it because it's Brussels
You
sprouts.
have to roast them.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Roast them with a little Parmesan cheese.
It's sprouts, Brian. The faulty first premise here, love. It's,
Saying.
I mean, thank you for trying, but no, it's sprouts.
Look, I get it. The typical British cuisine is not exactly known to be the most flavorful.
What's the most popular dish in Britain, Brian?
I'm going to say Indian takeaway.
Correct. And yet you're saying the food's bland. We brought it over from India. Hang on. We brought it over from India and said, actually, he's not letting me talk.
Can I just make
No,
an
I'm going to
observation?
say my thing.
Can I just make an observation?
Fuck you,
here?
Brian.
American apple pie,
Don't put your penis in it.
no such thing.
Right, because the apples came from Britain.
British recipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say now, you bastards.
American apples used to be, about the size of crab apples and stuff until they brought over strains from Europe, mostly from Britain. That's what Johnny Appleseed was planting.
I can't remember.
My work here is done.
I am so
Yay.
crap. I am so crap. But yes, I'm going to be on
You were
my
talking about
own on Christmas Day. Just
You were
pointing
talking
that
about
out.
Indian food and flavoursome food.
Ah, yes. You see, now, because we brought everything back to Britain, whether it was ours or not, we brought Indian food. But no, it wasn't flavourful enough for us. We insisted on putting lots more spices and heat into it than they had in India. So therefore, turning around and saying British food is bland, I will point you in the direction of a Vindaloo.
Yeah,
Do you
they were
know-
great.
Can I just say though, do you know why extra spices and curry sauce and all that powder was added? Do you know why?
Just so they could keep importing it, I should imagine.
No, because it was to hide the fact that most of it was rotten.
You see, the flashing blade educating you when you don't want to be.
For the same reason the British Empire was founded, because we hate the fucking weather.
Plus, we had a flag. They didn't. You know the rules. We got a flag. You don't have a flag. This is ours.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying is that kind of, really didn't work well when you were in Africa dealing with the Savo area, the Savo Railroad.
Sorry, when we were in where? Did you say South Africa?
Yeah, Africa.
The
building
Boer War.
Savo Railroad.
Is that the Boer War?
No, those were the Lions.
No, that's a rugby team.
No, the two lions that killed over 100 people working on the railway.
Wow, that's some well-fed lions.
Those were some well-fed lions. Those lions did not give a. They had
And
zero.
people wonder why we have the lion on our coat of arms for this country when they're not indigenous to this country. We earned those lions.
Retta's just asked a question. Anybody here going to watch the Wheel of Time series? I know not of
What's
this.
that on,
So
Retta?
I want to see For All Mankind, but it's on Apple TV.
Yeah. There's a lot of streaming services now.
Yeah, I know, but I can't keep paying out for different streaming
I'm
services.
not going to. I'm going to go back to pirating because there's too many streaming services now.
I assume, though, you'll be paying for Sinister streams.
To be honest, you're going to get the streams whether you want it or not. E-Forces. Oh, by the way, that's a point. Are we doing a Sinister's message to the nation this year?
I haven't done one of them for years.
I'll take
So?
a look at it. I'd be happy to do a watch party on it.
We haven't had a decent. There's so many things that have happened in this world since your last official Sinister's message. The previous one was done by your Metatron, and is still free on the Sounds of Thunder website. It could be a laugh. It could be a laugh. Wheel of Time. The watch party I want to do, and we cannot stream it, unfortunately, because of copyright. We've got to have a watch party with Retta for Airplane. I'm sorry, but we do. And I'm not gonna stream it. I don't want to hassle having to keep an eye on the stream. I don't want to hassle of copyright strikes. I want to be able to hear it and not read subtitles. So,
But surely you must be joking.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to give up Lego.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you. Awkward pause. Awkward pause.
It's a different kind of thing altogether.
It's a different kind of thing. Right then. So I think we've cut it. It's gone quick, but it's only an hour and a half. I suppose that's actually quite good for people watching this. To be honest with you, they can get on with the rest of their lives and they don't charge us as
You
much.
can keep up with us.
Yeah.
We have viewers.
Yeah, right.
There are 5 of them.
Well, we've got Bopey, we've got Christian, we've possibly got Jess, I'm not entirely certain, we've got you, and then there's a bot of some kind, I suspect. Oh, unless it's Yusubi still there. I don't know. But 5 viewers, I'll go with that. It has gone up to 5 whilst we've been talking about the new series of Doctor Who over the past 2 or 3 weeks. That's when we're live. Don't worry about the YouTube figures.
We've been discussing it first. You've heard it here first on the Flashing Blade.
Well, possibly.
People watch this because they want to know how they should be thinking.
Do you see? Do you see, Brian? That's the correct way to approach these things. You haven't considered running a newspaper empire, have you?
Only if all other newspapers were made illegal. I'd call it the Daily Hate.
The Conservative Party are open to bribes. Perhaps if we do a crowdfunder, we could get enough money to make to persuade the government to just ban all newspapers apart from yours. Come on, you can buy anything from this government.
I bought some tanks.
That's true. I'd forgotten about that. Thanks for the
you
memory.
should get it from Russia.
Thanks for the memory. I made it funny.
I usually get mine from Russia. If I buy 6, I get the last one thrown in for free.
Normally I get them from Belarus, but I haven't played World of Tanks in years. Well, not properly. Shall we go?
Both
Chat, should we go or should we stay out here and entertain you more?
I don't know if I can I? I've been awfully social this week. And I've got a claw in my leg. It's Chestnut. What a big surprise. Ah, dear. So, 5 weeks, we're on our 100th show.
We have a vote for stay.
Yeah, but that's not exactly a majority, is it? That's just Retta, and she'll say that anyway, just to wind us up.
More than the votes for going.
You want to see how loopy I get?
I've got to have my tea.
Hang on, I haven't gone past this ridiculously stupid sentence. I want to see how loopy Auntie gets. Retta love. You don't. There are whole sides of me I keep very deeply hidden.
Record 3 hours.
What, for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
3 hours.
But we had a lot more to talk about. We had a big finish.
Usually busting like.
Oh!
going straight.
Tell you what I'm going to do. We've got 3 more Doom Watchers to watch, haven't we? So that's 3 weeks. On the 4th week, we'll do the mini-series like you wanted. And I'd like to... I don't know if he'll say yes, but Toby was saying on Facebook he was just watching V. And I might invite him to come along and talk about it, if you're happy with that.
Classic, or was he watching the new one?
Oh, that I don't know, love. I'd have to find out. And I'm still trying to find us... well, you're not a closet alcoholic now. I'll tell you that now. Forget the closet part of it. Yeah, I need to find somebody as a guest for the 100th. I mean, Sinister and I were talking about a retrospective, but we sort of did that with the big get-together with all the former Blade hosts.
Do another.
Hmm?
It's going to be around. Do another one. It's going to be around Christmas time.
Nah. No, it's too soon. It's too soon to do something like that again. I mean, the Blade in one form or the other has been going for about 15 years, and that's the only time we've done it.
Flashing Blade Christmas special featuring Art Carney, B. Arthur. Music by the Max Rebo Orchestra.
It's not happening, Brian. You are not getting me to watch that bastard thing. I don't care.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
I can tell.
Share my pain.
No,
Come.
no, it's
share
not
my
happening.
I watched it. I sought it out to watch it some years ago, just so that I could say I had, and it was painful.
I want to see the Roger Corman version of the Fantastic Four.
God.
The one that they just made purely to keep the license.
Yeah,
One in
Yeah.
the 90s.
one in the 90s. It's interesting to note that when Marvel put their logo up on Disney Day and whatever, at one point you just had this blue, almost see-through blue stripe, diagonal stripe down one side of it, and you know what they're doing. They're building up the 4. So each time you probably get just a bit more of this until finally 4. And then you'll hear me cheering from anywhere on the planet, quite frankly, because I want the Fantastic Four in the MCU. Couldn't give a damn about the X-Men. Give me bashful Benjamin J. Grimm. Sorry.
I'll tell you who I want to see.
Yes.
And the one in Agents of Shield was not acceptable. I want to see a proper Deathlock.
That would be nice.
Deathlock, apart from Spider-Man, is probably my favorite Marvel character from the comics.
Which Deathlock?
The original.
Luther Manning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about a certain freelance peacekeeping agent?
Death's Head.
Yes. Yes.
No, I prefer Deathlock.
My head's going to explode.
Deathlock talks. He's got a tiny piece of brain left, and he talks to a computer in his head.
But they used
And
to
he can't
do that with Mach 3 or whatever it was in 2000 AD. And then there's Rogue Trooper with the different chips of the personalities of his former troop mates. It's
I've
an
read those.
old
I've read
idea.
Deathlock.
Well, fair enough.
He got blown up in Vietnam.
That's a painful place to get blown up in, if I'm honest.
He got better.
Sort of. It's just a Lego, just another fucking Lego thing for you, isn't it? Hang on, I'll just put this back. You will, of course, tell me if something dreadful happens to your Titanic model.
Like what?
A droppage or something.
It weighs
Tiny,
eight.
tiny,
It weighs
itty,
8
itty.
kilos.
It's just... I want to keep up with the story of this, just in case there are accidents. Because that's...
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
They're called icebergs.
Okay, you're going to have to get some polystyrene foam or something, Andrew. Or we could go to the North Pole. Which do you fancy? I mean, come Christmas time, it's going to be pretty empty up there. Amazon Prime has a holiday movie called Santa Jaws.
Oh, please, God, let that be like Sharknado.
Well, there's definitely a shark in it, and I suspect it might get jumped quite spectacularly. Would you get your claw? All these years, and you still do it.
Good
Oh,
Justin.
dear. I think we
I
should.
think the Doctor should have a cat in the TARDIS like they did in the Time Worm books.
That is where you are incorrect.
Oh. Was it not the Time Worm books?
It was not the Time Worm books. They had a cat at the house at Allen Road in... not Warhead. Warlock.
Anyway, I want to see a
But
cat
he
in the
got...
TARDIS.
He unfortunately got taken by animal vivisectionists. But come Human Nature, the actual novel, the Doctor gets Woolsey.
I think it would be awesome to have a little ginger cat with a bow tie and a fez.
I don't like it when people dress up cats. Dogs, fine. Dogs will just do it. But cats, no. We're going. Okay, folks.
All for having the Mistech Wars be a cartoon series. That would be cool. With Minion and Hell's Angel and I'm replying to Christian.
Yeah, I see. I know you're talking Marvel UK.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We're going.
Do you know why they changed the name for Hell's Angel?
Let me guess, because Hell's Angel had actually copyrighted it.
Yeah, they got sued for copyright.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Couldn't they have made him a maths person and called him Hell's Angle?
It was a girl.
Okay.
But still, couldn't she have been named Hell's Angle?
And they had the biggest 90s character ever. The most 90s of 90s.
Di
Kill
Llewellyn?
Power.
Oh, Kill Power, yeah. Was it Kill Power and Motormouth, wasn't it?
Yep.
God, the 90s comics. They were an interesting time.
Better than Safe Place and Snowflake or whatever they're fucking called these days.
From...
Marvel.
Brian, are you aware of this?
I'm sure they've got one. I'm sure they've got a couple of new ones called Safe Place in Snowflake or something. I can't remember now.
This I want to look into.
It's all a bit PC.
It will amuse me greatly.
It could be wrong.
That's
I've read
all right.
something about it.
You're allowed to be wrong. Remember, it's one of the basic freedoms. We're going away now. Please say goodbye to the nice boys and girls.
Goodbye to the nice boys and
Goodbye,
girls.
boys and girls.
No, gentle beings. See you next Sunday when I will be older.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Around about now, I would be putting in a joke about John Levine. I thought I'd leave it to you this time round. Have a John Levine joke. Go on, have one. You feel better for it. Goat! Told you.